Hello everyone, EtherSong here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Blue Protocol survey. So they just put out a survey this month, at the end of this month, asking players for feedback about the game. So maybe we'll get some insight into what they're planning to do going forward. So let's take a look at the survey. Starting out, how did you learn about Blue Protocol? So I guess just from like online advertisements from friends, from an online site, SNS, a net article. I don't even, when did I first learn about it? I think I just saw like maybe like YouTube or something. I'll just say like SNS. I think I saw like one of their original like dev streams on YouTube. Next up, Blue Protocol. When did you start playing it? Since release? Okay, since Blitz Lancer was added, since the fourth story was added, closed. Oh, they also have closed alpha test, closed beta test. So that's for me. I don't know, I don't remember. So that was from the closed beta test. Apart from Blue Protocol, what other games are you playing? So we have some options here. There's Genshin, Honkai, Star Rail, Tower of Fantasy, Final Fantasy XIV, Final Fantasy XI, Dragon Quest X, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, Black Desert, Valorant, Apex Legends, Fortnite, Splatoon 3, Street Fighter 6, and Diablo 4. So I have played a decent number of these. Like I played Genshin before, played Final Fantasy XIV before, played Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, Valorant, Apex, Fortnite, Splatoon 3. So yeah, I played quite a few of these, but as for what I'm currently playing, probably inside of these only Splatoon 3. I'm not really playing the other ones too much. Alright, so looking at these. Action genre. So how often are you playing games of the action genre? That includes, I guess, FPS, MO, hack and slash, fighting games, shooting games. So I guess if it includes FPS, I play that quite a bit. Or even just like, action games, if they have just, like third-person shooters included and whatnot. So, let's see. Also, how skilled are you at the action genre? Not very good at it. Normal. A little bit good at it. I don't know. Very good at it. Let's just say a little bit good. I don't know. I don't think I'm a pro or anything. So, since you started playing the game, what have you been doing mostly? Oh, so apart from playing games, what do you do mostly? Let's see. So apart from playing games, do you watch TV? Do you watch videos on YouTube or like Twitch, SNS, net surfing, going outside, movies, dramas, things like Netflix and Disney, or not really any of these? So I guess, let's see, I guess TV, videos on YouTube and Twitch, so like streaming, some SNS, net surfing, going outside, just about all these, and watching things on Netflix. Alright, so next up, so Blue Protocol, what do you feel about the different aspects of Blue Protocol? And we have at the top column here, so it's very good, somewhat good, normal, somewhat bad, very bad. I don't really have an opinion or don't know. And first thing is action. So what do you think about the action elements of it? What do I think about it? I feel like it still could be improved. I feel like they could lean heavier into the action elements of it. I'll say it's normal. It's a scenario or story. I'll go normal with that. The graphics I like quite a bit. The characters are all pretty good. The sound, say if you ever sound, if that includes like music and things like that, say that's pretty good. For casual play, say it's somewhat good for, I guess, like kind of in-depth play. So things, the in-game content and things like that. There really isn't too much of that right now, so I might have to say it's one of these bad options, because they don't really have too much to do at the end. I guess they added a little bit with the limit break system, but still there really isn't too much to keep you going, and they didn't have too much content at launch either. Yeah, I guess for casual, maybe it's like normal as well. And then for this, I might have to say it's like that. And then feeling like you're in the world, feel like you can enter the world or something like that. Part of the world. Let's say that's pretty good. I guess the sense of like atmosphere of the world and whatnot, it's pretty nice. I wish they had, I guess, a little bit more, but I do like kind of just like all around the graphic sound and kind of like the world are some of the stronger elements, I would think. Okay, so with version 1.02.1, I guess that's the newest update. How do you feel about the various aspects of the game? We have, so the missions. Okay, so mission. Oh, so increase the rate of weapon drops from missions by quite a bit. You know, I think that's actually a pretty good improvement. It feels nice to be able to get those, although it kind of takes away the meaning of crafting a little bit. So I don't know if there's a good way to find balance there. So getting enhanced imagine as drops. But I guess along with the new limit break system, it does feel pretty good overall, getting a lot more drops. Because before you just kind of like kept doing the same thing and you weren't getting like anything special in return. So I don't know, it might be like very good actually. It did make the game feel quite a bit better. The subscale palette, okay, that was very good, yeah. So the exceed system, so that's you can get I guess like exceed like fragments or something. You get experience past your max level that can turn into these like fragment things that you can trade in for various items. I guess somewhat good or normal. I mean, it's a good improvement, but the things you can trade in for, I wish there was a better selection. There's only like, they have some things limited per month, unfortunately. Adjustments to the Blitz Lancer, what was it, mark system. That's pretty good. Before you shared marks with allies, so if you're trying to set up a combo, it could just be taken away, so that's a good change. For the Aegis Fighter, I can't really say. I didn't try the Aegis Fighter too much before, so I can't really put my input on that. Being able to see the weapons inside the adventure card, so you can examine people's weapons now. Guess it's kind of nice to be able to do. I tried to like examine people's equipment before, and I wasn't able to do that, but now I guess you're able to see at least their weapon. So maybe that's a good thing, although I could see it leading to some people, you know, like elitism, where some people saying, oh, you have that weapon, you shouldn't be coming here, or some things like that. But overall, I think it's a good change. Imasuga Party, no Kaishu. Yeah, I'd say that's a good change. So that's for the quick party system. They made it so you party up. It focuses on partying you up with people closer to you. Before, you could be partied up with people across the map, but now they put a little bit of range on it. Changes to liquid memory. You can now use those at campsites out in the world, so that's a good change. they removed one of the like death penalties after you're dying. Before you could I think you were locked out of like skills, and you're slowed down and you couldn't use a mount, and it was like a bunch of penalties for dying. And they got rid of that, so I think that's a pretty good change actually. Oh, so they increased the item duration of item buffs. I didn't really look into that too much, so I can't really say. Up until now, a lot of the items just kind of felt pretty useless to use. There's like, you get a little bit reduced stamina for 15 seconds or something like that, or just like very small like buffs from like these items. And it's not even like items I don't think you can like craft. It's like a lot of them are just like kind of dropped from like Gasha and things like that, but overall, yeah, I don't know. I guess I never really like tried to craft them too much since they never really seemed that useful. I don't really know what to say about those. Okay, being able to change classes outside of town. That's a good change. I would say that's a pretty good change in the right direction. And reducing the mount dash gauge consumption. Oh, that's a good change too. I don't know why it was so low before. But overall, okay, yeah. Overall, I think it had a lot of good stuff in its last update, so that's good. So skill palette definitely was the biggest thing. The drops from the missions did feel pretty good. Blitz Lancer, I guess that's a good change. And some of the other minor like quality of life improvements felt nice. Alright, so next up is quest difficulty. What do you think about it? What do you think about the main quest scenario? So I guess the main story difficulty. Very difficult, somewhat difficult, normal, little bit easy, very easy. Somewhat easy, I guess. It's not really that difficult if you're at the right level. If you're under level, you can have some problems because of the scaling damage from like level difference, but sub-quests difficulty. I don't know, I guess the main scenario, yeah, it really isn't too difficult. I guess we'll just say somewhat. Some of the things, I guess, like the adventure board, things like that can be a little bit difficult at times, but for the most part, it's pretty easy. And subquests. I guess like subquests would be very easy, maybe. I don't think I've encountered too many difficult subquests. Next up is about player characters, weapons. Growth of player characters and weapons. Okay, what do you feel about that? So we have very nice, somewhat nice, normal, somewhat bad, very bad, and not using it or don't know. So first thing is the adventurer rank up speed. Guess it's somewhat nice. You kind of do that once and then you forget it because you just kind of go through the story with it. You have to go through the adventure board and you can do the adventure rank up stuff. You don't really like think about it. I'll just say kind of like normal. I don't know. Class level up speed. So for like your first class going through the main story, you level up. I think they changed it so you can level up a lot faster now. But before, there was sometimes you would have to kind of grind against like enemies, like farm enemies for experience to be able to get to the right level. And after you've leveled up your main class, going back, you need to kind of go through just like the farming spots to level up, which is kind of annoying. So, I don't know, I'd say it's somewhat bad. Next up, weapon crafting. Okay, the speed that you get materials needed for crafting weapons. So I guess for later weapons, you just kind of go through missions. You need to do usually around 8 missions, like 4 of 2 different types of missions to be able to get the weapon. So I guess going through 8 times to be able to craft 1 weapon. Maybe a little bit slow. I don't know. It's for like a later game weapon, but now they have weapon drops. I don't know how that changes with weapon drops now. Maybe it's just like normal. I don't know. Before it felt maybe a little bit slow. So I'll just stick to that. Getting new weapon drops helps out a lot. And this is just from me. I would say I'm more of a casual player's perspective because I'm not able to play like every day for like hours on end. For people like that, it's perhaps not that bad. So enhance imagine no crafto yoso sai no nyushu. So for getting materials needed for craft imagine, well, let's see if we're gonna put that in perspective. So yeah, I guess battle imagine and craft imagine, getting materials for those can be kind of annoying because you need to get some rare materials. So you just need to kind of keep running back to the area multiple times, like go back to town and then run to a specific spot in one area to get materials. I don't know, I feel like they can make it feel better instead of just like kind of running back to the same area to gather materials like over and over again. It's gathering materials themselves. I mean, it's not like the most interesting thing to do and forcing you to run back to like same location. Could be like a better way to do that, I feel. Okay, so the speed of getting new weapons or imagine. I guess normal maybe. About the number of gathering spots. I guess that's normal. They would feel like they could still improve gathering. I don't know if they even need like gathering time. You can just like remove the time it required to gather stuff altogether. I think that'll make things feel a lot better. But in any case, what do we got here? So next up is about battle action enemies. So next, once again, this is very good, somewhat good, normal, somewhat bad, very bad. So about the battle action, the feeling of, I guess, Sosase, controllability of the battle action. Maybe somewhat normal. Battle action variation. So battle action nayo, the variation of battle action contents. I feel like this is something they could also improve. If this includes like boss gimmicks and things like that, I mean like types of like boss attacks and patterns and what you need to do to approach battles. Right now there's only, I think, like a couple different ways. They have like specific areas where attacks will drop, like circles, you know, and then they also have like these waves that come out from the boss's center that you need to jump over, and that's like the only two really mechanics. So I would like to see a lot more different things added. That would be nice. I would say maybe somewhat bad. Enjoyability of the battle action. Say it, yeah, it's pretty normal. I mean, it's not bad. It's not, I wouldn't say it's amazing at this point. I feel like if they made some improvements, it could get a lot better, but okay, so the enjoyability of dungeon bosses. Once again, there's nothing really, I guess, that's special about the dungeon bosses. I wish they had more to the dungeon boss than just like attacking it. What I'm thinking is like perhaps like you need to have some other secondary objectives that you need to complete to be able to beat the boss. Like, for example, you need to like maybe destroy some other areas or defend something, or some other objectives mixed in with just fighting the boss. The only other thing they really have is like during the raid boss, like the shooting, like you shoot the lasers, but that's not really too much either. So field, no. Tsujo enemy no tsuyo sa no balance. So about the difficulty of, or like the strength of normal enemies in the field. That seems normal. About named enemies, so that's like unique to enemies, strength and balance. So the balance of those, probably normal. A lot of people just kind of group up on it and kill it. I don't know if they're meant to be like super powerful though, so. So about raid bosses enemies, the strength of those, a balance. This is another thing. It's the same thing with the just like the dungeon bosses. I feel like the raid boss should have some more mechanics to it. That would make it interesting. Something secondary to just like attacking the boss. Right now there really isn't. I guess you have the lasers, but that's about it. But if this is asking about the strength, the strength balance of the raid boss, which I guess is probably normal. So about elemental, the balance between with elements in regards to, I guess, attacking and defense and things like that. I feel like their elemental system needs to be looked at as well. There's a lot of still areas with the combat that I feel like can be improved. The mission level sync balance. I guess that's fine. I think a bigger problem is having lower level people enter missions because they have a battle score, but their level's not high enough yet. So it's less than a level sync, but letting too low of level people into certain missions seems to be a bigger problem. Where they put all the weight in the battle score and not in like actual levels. When the game itself, if there's a level difference, you can't deal like damage to things. All right, so let's move forward here. So inside the battle, what do you think about the amount of input needed for when you're battling? So there's too much input needed and it's too difficult. There is a little bit too much input. It's just right. There's a little too little. There's not enough to do and it's boring. I feel like with the new skill palette system, it's gotten quite a bit better. Before that, it felt not the best because you'd be waiting on cooldown, especially with like I was using Heavy Smasher. It had like 2 skills that had 20-second cooldowns, another skill that had like a 60-second cooldown, and you only have 4 skills on his skill bar. So most of the time I was left with only like one other skill that I could use for most of the time. But it's felt like it's gotten a little bit better. So maybe it's just right now. If they were to look at things, maybe they could look at maybe more skill variety or making the like battle imagines a little bit more interesting. All right, so about what do you feel about each class? So they have, you think it's very good, somewhat good, all right, somewhat bad, very bad. Not using it or don't know. Guess I can't talk about Aegis Fighter too much. I haven't used it enough to speak of, and same with the Twin Striker. I've used it a little bit, but not enough to really talk about. Blast Archer, I've used a little bit. I'd say it's normal. The Spellcaster, I feel like it needs a total rework. I don't like their like 0 second cooldown system with the EP. Because then you're just gonna end up spamming the most powerful skill. There's no point to having like multiple skills on your skill bar for the most part, aside from things to have cooldowns. But for things that use EP, you're just gonna use like the best skill. So I don't know if they put cooldowns on all the skills and kind of rework the class a little bit. I think it could promote you using a wider variety of skills. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't. And also, it's a very static class. In an action game, you're standing still because you need to recharge your EP. And a lot of your skills also set you in place. I would prefer if it was a lot more of an agile, you know, like a dexterous kind of spellcaster that kind of moved around the field and did things. I think that would be kind of interesting. Or at least have some of those skills also available. You know, like promote the actual like action elements of the game with the spellcaster class. It used to be Spellweaver in the global edition, but as for the Heavy Smasher, I'd say it's pretty good. It feels you can group up enemies pretty well. You can do quite a bit of damage. You have a good amount of movement as well. Same with the Blitz Lancer. You're not really grouping up enemies as much, but you can move around quite a bit, and it feels pretty good to play. So I'd say the Heavy Smasher and Blitz Lancer feel pretty good. The Spellcaster, yeah. I wouldn't mind if they reworked. Alright, so next up is the Character Create Beauty Salon function. Are there certain parts you wish to be added? So I guess hairstyles perhaps. Character, I guess, like faces. Was it like eyebrows, eyes, irises, eyelashes, noses, mouths, teeth, skin colors, paints, maybe paints, beards, I don't know. Let's go with maybe the paints that's like the body paint or things like that, and also hairstyles. Maybe the irises as well. It's gonna have some interesting ones there. Ninkaku, I guess it'd be like the face shapes. Perhaps having more of those could be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it's needed. But I'll put that too then. Alright, so next one. About the coloring shop. So that's like their dye system. 改善してほしい点教えてください. Tell us how you'd like it to be improved. So we're not able to dye the areas that you want. So I guess that's one thing. I guess being able to choose, have more customization to where you can dye, that would be nice. Gashaを 1V に1箇所なの. Yes. Oh, what else is it? It doesn't turn the color that you want it to be. There's not enough colors. I guess being able to dye things more, and also maybe if they had like it was easier to get dyes, that'd be nice. I might add that later, so I'll come back maybe. All right, let's see, I can range right here. Want to make it easier to get dyes. It takes quite a bit of dyes to do things. I don't know. But being able to dye more areas. Like I don't even know if like more dyes is the right option either. If you like I'm trying to think of like what other systems are like. Isn't like Final Fantasy XIV, could you like, you have like a wardrobe system where you could like swap between things and you could color clothes in a wardrobe. And then like Guild Wars 2, you had to just unlock dyes and you could freely swap to colors whenever. Maybe I should just say make it easier, make it more freely being able to change colors. Alright, next up. What type of contents are you playing the most? So there's the main quest. Well, I've gone through the main quest, but that kind of ends once you get to the end. I guess I'd say just mostly be the missions. Missions, I guess lately EX Rush Battle a little bit. And then the raid missions. Oh, and then photo mode. Photo mode I'm also doing. Probably most thing. They have like this tower mode as well, but you only get like a big reward doing it once. If they like had better rewards for doing it multiple times, I think the tower could be interesting. And perhaps if they had a like a randomize, a little bit more randomized function to the tower. Well, I guess normal rush battles as well. Yeah, so just advanced survey, advanced like missions, the rush battles, the EX rush battles, the raid missions, and the photo mode. The main things I'm doing right now. As for everything listed here, the main quest, subquest, adventure boards, season pass, missions, the tower, the fields, and just like exploration, time attacks, score attacks, fishing, and achievements. Alright, so about the monthly events. Are there any changes you would want to them? Or how do you like it updated? So how the current monthly events work are like every month they have, with like the update, you have like collectibles you can get from just like defeating enemies and whatnot. And then you can trade them in for like items. And they sometimes have like some unique adventure boards with the monthly event too. But other than that, there's not really like too much that goes into it. I would prefer if maybe if they just reduced the number of monthly events or something and like made them more interesting or something. I don't know. I do like how they enable you, or they let you get like different types of clothing. But they aren't really, I guess, interesting, so to speak. Maybe something like this. Yeah, so Tokushu no asobi kata o tanoshimeru event gentei battle. So a unique way to play, an event with a unique way to play, a limited battle or something like that. That would be nice. I think from what I've experienced, like the Guild Wars series does like events the best with like Halloween and Christmas and things like that. They have kind of like all these like unique areas you can go to, and it's just like just a bunch of unique content, and they kind of like all overhaul the whole town and things like that. So a story unique to the event, that could be interesting. Being able to feel like the seasonal, so like a seasonal event, yeah, being able to feel that would be nice. I might just tell them like things like Guild Wars 2 event. I don't even know if the developers are aware of Guild Wars 2 or if they're referencing it at all, but I feel like they could learn a lot from it. No, so yeah, I guess decorations for the town and field, that'd be nice. BGM, yeah, so music for the event. Unique story. I don't know if it needs a unique story, so to speak. Oh, this got moved. So, gonna say like something like the Halloween or Christmas events from Guild Wars 2. Hopefully that's within 30 letters, characters. Alright, so we'll try to do that. See if that's okay. Alright, we're moving on. What's up next? About the community things, features. What do you think about the adventure card? I guess it's kind of nice. What do you think about the album feature? I do like that as well. You can like take pictures and show them off in your, I guess, adventure card, and you also kind of save them. What do you think about the friend feature? I guess it's just kind of normal. About the character search feature, normal maybe. The auto message feature, I mean it's nice, but I guess kind of normal. Like if you like get knocked down or need healing and things like that, you can have a message auto show. The team feature, so yeah, when I say team, I think it says like their guild feature, and that's pretty bare bones. You can just like have a chat room. Talk feature, I guess it's normal. The gesture feature, maybe kind of normal. Stamps, I guess I kind of like the stamps. What the shortcut ring? Guess it's nice. Maybe normal, I don't know. You can put like things on a shortcut ring to easy access. I have mostly used it just for like gestures or stamps and things. I'll say it's kind of nice. Okay, moving on. What do you think about the screen UI and tips and options features in the game? So very nice, somewhat nice, normal, bad, very bad. Not using it. So we have the command menu, escape. No UI no wakariyasu. So about, I guess, just the main menu. When you open it up, pressing escape. What do you think of how easy it to understand? So they have like a full screen menu in the game, right? I don't know if they need a full screen menu. That's like a thing a lot of people have been saying since like way back, like in beta. I think one of the reasons they did this is because they have controller support, so having a full screen menu makes it easier for controllers. And also, they plan to put it on, you know, like PlayStation, things like that, so it's going to be using a controller as well. So it feels like they kind of focusing on ease of use for controllers with their menu, but I don't know, from like a mouse and keyboard kind of perspective, kind of wish they would just have like window like menus for, you know, like standard online MMOs, being able to open like windows to check things. So I might say it's a little bit bad. What do I think about the battle UI? How easy is it to understand? This is another thing. It's the battle UI itself is not horrible. There's a lot of icons though, and trying to judge what all those icons mean immediately can be a little bit difficult. Their UI, I think, also needs a little bit of work. What about the tips? I guess tips are just like help and tips. Those are normal. The option Gamen sette no komoku. Guess it's normal. Normal. Graphics sette. Yeah, let's see. Sound and then graphics. Graphic settings. Graphics. So I want ultra wide support personally. I don't know if I can say that here though. It's saying so what they're asking here is a free input, and it's letting you put in information about, let's see, what the UI tells your opinion. I'm saying instead of like a full screen UI, perhaps having like a windows for menus would be better. And I guess what they have here for their menu itself is also kind of a little bit difficult to navigate. And other than that, I'll just say, I don't know, maybe like the battle icons are a little bit difficult to understand. And then want ultra-wide support for the game as well. Other MMOs have support for it. I don't know why they said that they put like an excuse out saying like you could get an unfair advantage. Like, what are you talking about? You have games like Apex Legends or like Fortnite that have it support. No one's gonna be caring about like unfair advantage in Blue Protocol. Any case, yeah, so I'll just put that down for now. Alright, so for Blue Protocol, what do you think about it as a product? What do you want for like merchandise from it? You want, see, acrylic panels, stuffed animals, key holders, clothing, PC accessories, soundtracks. I guess the soundtrack would be nice. If they put out like a vinyl disc or something, I would be interested. Because I would have to say the music is very good in the game. Smartphone accessories, mobile batteries, maybe stuffed animals. I guess those, I don't know about like clothing, key holders. Yeah, I guess for merchandise, the soundtrack. I'm just writing, having like a vinyl for it could be nice. All right, so next up, Blue Protocol. Tell us your favorite character. We have Feste, Tiras, Charlotte, York, and I also have, I think, Uribo, which is like the boar. Napo is like the, was like the grass foresty creature kind of thing. E, like other creatures in town. I kind of like Charlotte, Einrain. Is there another character I like? Here they have the Gasha character. I don't really like Gasha. The character itself is pretty nice, but did it have the chicken? The chicken in the game? What else do we have? Just like the other main characters in the game. And they have like the spellcaster class partner, the blitzlancer class partner, so like the NPCs that kind of teach you about your class in there too. I guess for the last one, maybe Jake. Jake's not too bad. I'll say Jake. So what do you hope, or what features or things do you hope for NPCs? Being able to travel together? I don't know, maybe having like a NPC partner system. I really liked the chocobo system in Final Fantasy XIV. Being able to kind of like raise your own chocobo and travel with it, and you could ride it as a mount, but you could also fight with it. I thought that was pretty cool. Nakayoko nareru kino, being able to become friendlier with them or become friends with them. More characters. I guess maybe become friendly. I guess being able to travel with them would be kind of nice. So, what Gasha clothing do you like the best? Okay, so they have Christmas stuff. What's this? Haruto Gasha. So Ban Harut, like the Kingdom of Banhart. The Halloween Gasha, the maid outfit, the swimsuits, the knight, and the caster. I don't know, I guess the latest Christmas isn't too bad. But Halloween, I guess I liked a lot of the Halloween stuff, but I didn't get the clothing I wanted. There was like one outfit I really liked, but since it's Gasha, it's totally up to chance, and I'm not going to be paying for the guaranteed chance. You like a couple $100 to get the guaranteed one, but... So what mount do you like the best? So you have the newest Air Rider, the Machina Fox, the Akseru Sweeper, the Uribo, Floating Eye, Shangiran was like a horse thing. I guess the Machina Fox wasn't too bad, I guess, but for uniqueness, the Air Rider, the Uribo is also pretty interesting. Was the XL Sweeper? That must be like the broom. I guess the broom, maybe. They had like a flying broom for like Halloween. So what types of updates are you looking forward to next? Choose 3. Alright, so these are the types of things I guess they are thinking of going forward. So what do we have here? We have lifestyle content, housing, character create parts, skill selections, so increased number of, I guess, skill selections, number of skills, characters, battle imagine increased, number of dungeons, the rush battle, so we got the Ruru no Zoka, so more ways to do the rush battles, so the option HUD Komoko no Jujutsu, so more options. Clothing, accessories, no shuri no zoka. And Blue Protocol ikai no contents no collab event. So collab events with things outside of Blue Protocol. Mini games. Low percent chance of... Oh, so I guess low percent chance drop items. New class, PvP, raid content, increased, higher difficult content, feeling of cooperativeness in battle. I mean, that could be nice. Yeah, photo mode features, fixing bugs. So I guess one of them would be probably like the housing and the lifestyle features. I think that would be pretty nice to have. I guess for the battle, feeling like maybe you're being more cooperative or like needing to work together more. Right now, it's just kind of like bash on the same enemy. Having like sub-objectives that you need to kind of like split up and think about doing or things like that, or maybe even making the roles perform more prominently. Be good. Yeah, I think another thing is just like, yeah, the roles aren't you know, like, it's not a holy trinity or anything, so that also takes away a little bit, I feel like. What else would be a good thing? More skill options wouldn't be bad either. Mini games. PvP. And I mean, I like PvP, but I don't know if that's like one of the priorities for the game. Battle matches. Let's go through this again. Character create parts, skill selection. Having more skill options, I think, also would be kind of nice. Part with like, I don't know if like skill options, so to speak, as opposed to like specializations for the class. Things that can make them more unique or like different from another person using the same class. Things like that I think could make the game more interesting as well, where you could kind of customize your class a little bit more. I could click the skill and then explain more later. Mini games could be interesting. Do they have like, I don't know if they have like crafting. That's probably part of like the lifestyle features. Like cooking and things like that. Like housing they have here, but clothing and accessories. So another thing would be getting rid of the Gasha. But we'll have to think. But overall, I guess maybe skills for me? I don't know. More difficult content could be nice as well, but it kind of depends on how they realize it. I think the more important thing is just kind of making the battles more interesting. So the feeling of, you know, like working together with like your team. It might come down to roles or different like objectives or different ways to like diversify the classes and things like that. I don't know. If they add that, I think just the battles themselves will become more interesting. We'll do this for now, though. So I chose the lifestyle features, housing, more skill selection, and things like that. I'm probably going to explain. I think there's just going to be a place where I can talk more later, but kind of like specializations for classes I think would be interesting. Instead of just adding completely new classes, specializations for existing classes could be perhaps more interesting. I don't know. And then as for battle, you see like cooperativeness or like a kind of among like a party inside of battles. I think would be good. So what about PvP content? Do you want to try it? Yes, please. If it's there, I would play it. I don't feel either way. I wouldn't do it at all. I don't know. You know, if I had it, yeah, I guess I would like to try it, but out of like this list here, I would have to choose these first, but I do like PvP. I'll say I am interested in it. So PvP contents, things like more casual things like hide and seek. Oh no, what is it, like hide and seek? This is like a tag, I guess. Or things like that you would like to try. I guess if it's there, I would try it. If it, it's like, once again, I'm going back to Guild Wars 2, but they kind of have like seasonal like events that you can like participate in. I remember participating in some things like that. That like roller beetle racing and things like that. Which is pretty interesting. So photo mode. What do you think about the photo mode? So update, things you'd like to update. UI 使いやすくしてほしい. Make the UI easier to use. 撮影した SS を他のプレイヤーに簡単に make it possible to share screenshots with other players more easier. Being able to change expressions more freely. Being able to pause more movement. Being able to pause effects. I guess being able to pause effects would be nice for, you could take a lot of interesting screenshots with that. Being able to freely move around other, I guess, animals or enemies and players freely. I mean, that'd be nice. And one thing I would like is being able to adjust lighting. Once again, this is like was like Final Fantasy 14. Their screenshot feature was like the G pose. You could like set lights up around areas, which was very nice for taking screenshots. So, ぼかし機能やスタンプ貼り付け機能などスクリーンショットを盛れる。So other things to add to the screenshots, like adding like stickers and things like that. I don't know if you need that. Being able to change expressions, that could be nice, I guess. Being able to stop more movement. Being able to change expressions. I guess being able to change expressions could be nice. Alright, so what about the team feature? So this is like their guild feature. Being able to take on missions as a team or guild. So whenever I say team in this part right here, I'm talking about like a guild, but being able to take on missions as a guild or team. Being able to take on named enemies as a team. Being able to take on certain quests as a team. Being able to, I guess, participate in battles or things as a team and have a ranking. If they had like, I don't know, like team battles or things like that, that could be interesting, but I guess it'd be kind of not direct battle. It probably wouldn't be PvP, but having some kind of ranking system, I guess, could be interesting for teams. Having a specific area for your team, that could be nice, having like a team hall or guild hall, you know, kind of thing. Having various ways to grow your team, or like, I don't know, I guess like more features perhaps. I'll just say that for now. Okay. And by having some kind of ranking perhaps, having an area that your team could be together, and then having, I guess, more features like ways to grow your team wouldn't be bad. And then finally, what do we got here? What other, I guess, gestures and things or consumable items like fireworks, crackers would you like to see? More dances. Kanjo, hyojo no gestures, or more like emotional gestures like crying or laughing. Some more, I guess, movement gestures like waving your hand or things like that. Posing gestures. Like bodybuilding and things like that. So sitting gestures or idle gestures. More gestures with other players. I guess that would be interesting. They have rock, paper, scissors, and hand holding currently. More things you can do with animals, like petting the dog and things like that. More things with like objects, like sitting on benches. That could be interesting. So, Hakano Enshitsu Shohi items, so consumable items, certain consumable items I'd like to see. I don't know. There's anything I would really want to see. I guess having more things you can do with other players would be interesting. More idle gestures, perhaps, could be nice. A dance, I guess they only have one dance currently. Alright, I'll just go with these ones. So an idle gesture, gestures with other players, and gestures in regards to like objects. I don't know if they like add more objects or things, or maybe more ways to interact with objects could be interesting. Just kind of like more ways to interact with the world, I think would kind of be interesting. And then a free comment area. So what do I want to write here? So I guess like the first thing would be saying that I don't like Gasha. Yeah, give me myself a moment and I'll write out a comment here. Alright, so I finished writing a little bit of a comment here. So I wrote a few things. First thing is about Gasha. I just said I want them to get rid of it. I said if they let me buy clothes directly, I would spend money, but I'm never going to spend money on Gasha. And Gasha itself is just too expensive. Trying to get a certain clothing, so getting a certain clothing you want, it could take up to like, you know, like a couple $100s. That's just like crazy. As for the bosses, I will hope they add more like I don't know, in Japanese they say like gimmicks, but just kind of like, you know, side objectives or different ways that require more collaboration among players. Perhaps like having like certain objectives you need to defend, or different things that are going on at once instead of just attacking the boss. I think that would make it more interesting. And as for like a lot of it, like just the, I guess, boss battles and combat in general, I feel like they could learn a lot from Guild Wars 2 from what I played, because it's feels somewhat similar in style to Guild Wars 2, because Guild Wars 2 also doesn't have a Holy Trinity. But I guess it was like Guild Wars 2, you have certain things like a really interesting world bosses. You have like various like raid battles and things like that. There's specializations for classes and things like that. And I forgot to add that specialization, so I'll have to add that in a moment. But and then I guess the last thing would be I was also saying like a seasonal events like Guild Wars 2 would be nice. So I guess, like I was saying, there's a lot of things they could learn from Guild Wars 2. And then ultra wide monitor support are like some of the things that come to mind initially. But anyways, I'll probably add a couple more things, but this is mostly my opinions for this. So this was their survey. We got to look at kind of what is perhaps some of the changes coming. I guess one of the biggest indicators of what might be coming in the future was this question number 30, where they're talking about, you know, what would players want to see going forward. So I've seen a lot of people answering with like housing. So perhaps like housing and lifestyle features would be one of the things added. Otherwise, I've seen some people saying they want low drop weight items and things like that. But, well, I'm not sure about what else is going to be. We'll probably get a look at the results of this, perhaps in the next developer live stream next month. Because this ends, I think, at the beginning of next month. So probably by the live stream, they might have the results. So they might be able to show us the results of this, which would be interesting. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you liked to look at their survey here, and perhaps it'll give us an indicator of what's coming in the future. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.